Hi, hello everyone. Welcome to the channel. I'm Cheryl and this is True Crime and Other Stuff. Thanks for being here. My goal is to bring you well-researched information and discussions on true crime, missing persons, current events, and anything else I find interesting or important. Now, I strive to bring you well-researched information, but please remember that my content is for informational and entertainment purposes only. I gather information from various sources, and while I aim for accuracy, I always encourage you to conduct your own independent research and verify any facts or claims presented. Your own due diligence is always recommended. Thank you. Today, we're going to discuss the case that has captivated the nation and left many with more questions than answers. The murder of 4 University of Idaho students and the man accused, Bryan Kohberger. And we have a significant recent development, a development that has sent shockwaves through everyone following this tragedy. Just days ago, Bryan Kohberger, the man accused in a brutal murder of Kaylee Goncalves, Madison Mogen, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin, officially pled guilty to all charges. Now, for those of you who have been following this case, you'll remember that Bryan Kohberger was first arraigned. He chose to stand silent. This is a legal maneuver where a defendant declines to enter a plea themselves. In Idaho and many other states, when a defendant stands silent, the court automatically enters a not guilty plea on their behalf. This effectively meant he was maintaining his innocence and preparing for trial. Why would a defendant choose to stand silent? Well, it's a constitutional right, part of the Fifth Amendment protection against self-incrimination. It's often a tactical move by defense attorneys, especially early in the case, to allow more time for discovery and to keep all options open, including potential plea negotiations down the line. It doesn't mean admitting guilt. It simply means I'm not pleading right now, so the court must assume I'm pleading not guilty. It preserved his ability to potentially bargain later, as we've now seen. However, in a dramatic turn of events, Bryan Kohberger has now changed course and pled guilty to all 4 counts of first-degree murder and the burglary charge. This guilty plea is part of a plea agreement with prosecutors. This is a critical aspect. The primary reason for this plea deal is that Kohberger will avoid the death penalty. In exchange for pleading guilty, he will receive 4 consecutive life sentences without parole, plus additional time for burglary charge. The judge in Idaho accepted this plea on July 2nd, 2025. This plea also means that a lengthy and public trial, which was originally stated to begin in August, will now be avoided. Additionally, as part of this agreement, Kohberger has waived all rights to appeal the conviction, bringing a certain finality to the legal proceedings. This development has brought a mix of reactions, particularly from the victim's family. For some of the families, there has been an expressed sense of relief and desire for closure. While this outcome doesn't bring their loved ones back, it ensures Kohberger will be held accountable and spend his life in prison without the lengthy and emotional draining appeals process that often accompanies death penalty cases. Avoiding a trial also spares them from having to relive the horrific details in open court. However, for other families, there has reportedly been anger and disappointment. Some had wanted to see a full trial, potentially hear more details about the motive, or felt that the death penalty was the only just outcome for such heinous crimes. They may feel that the plea deal denies them a full public accounting or a clear understanding of why these unspeakable acts occurred. Even with a guilty plea, a clear motive may not be publicly revealed, which can be frustrating for those seeking answers.
For nearly 3 years, Bryan Kohberger's lawyers insisted he was innocent in the brutal stabbings of 4 Idaho college students. All that changed as he accepted a plea deal to avoid the death penalty.
Are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes.
The judge going through the victims, one by one, sending chills through the courtroom.
Did you, on November 13th, 2022, in Latah County, state of Idaho, kill and murder Madison Mogen, a human being?
Yes.
Kaylee Gonzalez, a human being?
Yes.
Xana Kernodle, a human being?
Yes.
Ethan Chapin, a human being?
Yes.
Loved ones tearing up as each student's name was read aloud. Kohberger's father shaking his head in disbelief while consoling his mother. Kohberger listened stone-faced to lead prosecutor Bill Thompson, laying out with new detail how the state believes Kohberger entered the home through the sliding glass door, killing them, saying Kohberger, a former PhD student in criminology, knew how to cover up his crimes.
Vince's car had been meticulously cleaned inside, and the state would present to the jury that that was part of the defendant's plan in covering up this.
Prosecutors say Kohberger's phone, during a 4-month period before the murders, connected to his cell tower near the crime scene 23 times between the hours of 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. A motive never revealed. Outside the courtroom, the Gonzalez family accusing prosecutors of making a deal with the devil.
That was terrible because we let her down. I let my daughter down with trusting in
as bad as you could possibly imagine.
The family of Ethan Chapin in support of the plea deal, and this morning a lawyer for Maddie Mogen's family saying they are 100% behind it.
The sentencing for Bryan Kohberger is reportedly scheduled July 23rd, 2025, so we will continue to monitor any new developments. What are your thoughts on this latest development in the Bryan Kohberger case? Share your thoughts in comments below. Don't forget to like this video if you found it informative, and subscribe to True Crime and Other Stuff for more in-depth discussions on true crime, missing persons, current events. Thank you for being here. Peace.